I feel like the masculine men just be doing too much. They be overdoing it. And a lot of these DL men, they think of gay men as like women. I can dibble and dab with a little trade. I'm not even gonna hold you because the way they be coming at me, how could I not? Hello you guys, it is Mari back here with another video. Like I always say, don't be scared to fall because you may fall into a better situation. I like to feel like I'm a part of that better situation. You're already here, so you might as well subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. If you're new here, my name is Mari Anton. I do fashion content. I also give advice and things like that. I get into a little bit of everything over here. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Today we're going to be talking about the origins of DL men and their contribution to the gay community. I personally feel like the gay community has a lot of problems and a lot of issues, but today I just wanted to highlight one amongst the community. DL men are normally accepted in the community as one of our own because of their lack of acceptance amongst society. As a gay man, we can relate to feeling isolated and not belonging. That door has always been open for men who may not have necessarily come to terms with their sexuality. Amongst the gay community, it seems like DL men are something that is glorified. I know why it's glorified because I am a part of the LGBTQ community. I am a gay man, and I know that DL men are glorified, and it's because of their alignment with masculinity and heterosexual men. Us as gay men, we desire a stereotypical man. So because the majority of us are very flamboyant or feminine and things like that, we oftentimes don't even desire people of our own community. This is also another problem of the gay community where heterosexual norms run rampant amongst the community because men, whether they're gay or straight, don't necessarily know how to be free of their expressions because of the heterosexual norms that have been placed in a lot of gay people's minds. Some gay people don't know how to be gay people, don't know how to think like a gay person because this world doesn't teach us anything about being gay. So all of our logics and all of our mindsets stem from heterosexual norms, from a man and a woman, which is why a lot of gay men in situations or relationships will place themselves in the place of a woman, and we look for someone to fill the place of a man. A homosexual relationship is not the same as a heterosexual relationship. It's similar in ways, but not completely similar. So the logics cannot be applied amongst a gay relationship. And this is something that a lot of gay people struggle with because we live in a predominantly heterosexual world. So it's kind of all we know. Whether a lot of gay people know that or not, a lot of gay people go off the logics of heterosexual norms and their desires align with what females desire. Gay people feel like they relate to females more, so they place themselves in the category as a female when it comes to relationship. This doesn't mean that men want to be females. They find someone to fill the shoes of the man since they have decided to be the woman. And of course, if you're a gay person that resonates with men, it would be the opposite for you. Some men that are gay but resonate more with heterosexual men will desire someone who fits the mold of a woman. And that is a heterosexual norm. And it's something that we should not live by. To be gay means to be free of expression, free to express yourself in however way you want to, free to be whoever you want to be, without the stereotypes, without putting yourself in a box. A lot of my brothers and sisters fall victim to this, crawling back into the box that we work so hard to get out of. DL is something that is glorified because of its alignment with the term trade, which has the same meaning but a different term. Because a lot of homosexual men's physical preference is a stereotypical heterosexual man, men who identify with this are also glorified and become highly sought after. And that simply means that in the gay community, as a gay person, and also trans, it's a lot of people in the community that think like this. A lot of gay men feed into the idea of these type of men, loving them because of their alignment with heterosexual men. Even if they are aware, he has not come to terms with his sexuality, meaning the chances are slim to none that he will be able to love you out loud. I cannot fathom how some gay people will invest their feelings, invest so much into a man that you know at the end of the day is not going to choose you. I understand how it is fetish for gay people to secure a trade or a DL man because of his alignment to heterosexual men. He has that masculine touch to him. So I can understand why a lot of gay people are attracted to DL men or trade men. It's the closest thing that gay men can get to a actual masculine man because it's very hard to find amongst a community that is predominantly composed of feminine men. That is something that a lot of us have to unlearn. It is okay for men to be feminine. It is okay. A lot of gay people don't know that they're living in heterosexual norms because it's just how all of us were wired. We live in a straight world, so we have to basically create a mindset of our own, create a rule book of our own, because we live in a straight world that doesn't necessarily tell us how to find love in a gay community. You would think it would be the same, but what you'll soon realize is that men on men relationships are similar, but not quite the same as a heterosexual relationship. We've all heard stories about trans women and people of the community being unalived at the hands of men who haven't come to terms with their sexuality. This type of scenario, while it exists for trans women, can also exist for gay people. There are plenty of gay people who are unalived at the hands of DL men because they choose to no longer be a secret. Because how could a gay person who has worked so hard to come out the closet be someone's secret? It's a trap to begin with. This situation can be quite dangerous, but for some, this is a thrill. It's something that's overlooked when it comes to preference and values. There are some who wouldn't think twice about giving these type of men the time of day. I'd love to give men who aren't necessarily comfortable in their skin a space to be themselves without judgment, but it seems like the space has turned into a sea of sexually confused men who don't seek to be accepted or to find themselves, but to only use the bodies of gay and trans women in secret. While I can acknowledge that DL men are a great problem for the community, at the same time, I can also say that the gay men that partake in and invest time and feelings into these type of men are also a problem. There was no way that I was going to be able to do all of these intimate things with someone that does not desire to actually be with me and not catch feelings. I can't stop my feelings from racing, so I'd rather just not deal with them at all. And a lot of DL men, once you talk to them, they're never really equipped to actually handle the relationships or the emotions that may come with a gay man. Not even necessarily interested in the relationship most of the time. It's just sexual. In some cases, you'll get DL men who actually are open to the idea of a relationship, but just not out loud. You just never know which type of DL guy you're going to get. But no matter what it is, you shouldn't invest your time into someone who isn't secure in their sexuality, because they will never be able to love you out loud. Until he decides that that is something that he wants to do himself, he's not going to do it. And nobody else can make him do that. You can't love him into coming out. He doesn't even love himself. I do not place the blame on either side. DL men who prey on men or young men to fulfill their fantasies, but also gay men who succumb to DL sexual desires. I don't have a problem with men who choose to keep their sexuality to themselves, because it's none of my business who you choose to lay with at night. But I'd be lying if I didn't acknowledge the overwhelming amount of DL men who come my way, not to mention the DL men that are amongst my family. I recently uploaded a video about predators amongst the family, and I also gave you guys a little glimpse into my experience. It got a little tricky. It'll pop up right here in the cards, so after you finish watching this video, go check that out. All of your love and support on the channel means a lot to me. Let's get back to this video. I uploaded a video recently talking about how DL men within the family are oftentimes predators. And I briefly talked about my experience with being touched inappropriately by family members. While I didn't go into much details about how these situations came about, I can remember sexual things being proposed to me before I was even aware of my own sexual orientation. I do feel like DL men should be given grace because of the lack of acceptance amongst this world that we live in, but I do think that gay men should have a bit more values with themselves. Instead of stooping this low to give yourself to someone who doesn't desire you as a whole. They just want you for one specific thing. Building a relationship off of lust. Some gay men will die on the hill that they like masculine men. It contradicts the being of a gay man because it's free of expression, and we know that we come in so many different shapes and sizes. But you restrict your preference down to something that is primarily not even obtainable amongst the community, because the majority of us are feminine men. Femininity is a spectrum, but you can expect a gay man to not have a dose of femininity. And there are some gay men that feel like that. I'm not one of those gay people. I'm not one of them. I like a man with a little sugar in his tank. If he's hard, if he's masculine, I like that too. But if he got a little sweetness to him, I'm not bugging about that. I actually like my men a little sweet. I like that because sweet men treat you better. They know how to treat you. They know how to please you, even in the bed. I feel like the masculine men just be doing too much. They be overdoing it. And a lot of these DL men, they think of gay men as like women. These DL men, they don't know how to treat a gay person. They don't know anything about the gay lifestyle. They don't live their life as a gay person. So they don't know anything about it. So when they're around gay people, they treat us like women. They don't treat us the way that they treat themselves. They don't know how to treat a gay man. So they treat us like women. And that's hard to get away from, especially if you're a person who already is attracted to this man physically because of his alignment to heterosexual men. You know, like the small things. It's not even about the finances, because a lot of these DL men ain't giving you no money. A lot of these DL men is trying to get your money. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the video. You just sit in your seat. We're going to get there. And I have a video that I'm scripting at the moment. If you want that video, give me a comment down below and let me know about the origins of sex work amongst the gay and trans community. Definitely want to talk about that. I'm writing it as we speak, so she should be out eventually. If you're a gay person or a trans person, if you choose to live with these type of men, just know the risk that you're taking. Know that he's never going to be able to love you out loud until he decides to do that himself. And if you're going to invest your time, if you're going to give a DL man the opportunity to experience you as a gay or a trans person, it's like, how many times do you want to do that? How many times do you want to just keep giving yourself away? Like, what are you getting? I know what you want. I know everybody wants love. I can dibble and dab with a little trait. I'm not even going to hold you because I love me a little trait. I love me a little masculine man. And the way they be coming at me, how could I not? The difference between me and a lot of people is I don't dip my toe in there willingly. If it happens, it happens. I'm not running back to it, because if I run back to it too much, your feelings gonna get the coming. I don't see how people lay down with men and don't catch feelings. Like, I can't do that. I can't detach my feelings from action that is so intimate. I don't know how people do that. If y'all got to teach me. Maybe I ain't hoe enough. Maybe I'm not hoe enough. Let me get my drink. I'm thirsty as hell. I don't know how y'all do it, but kudos to y'all. I feel like to date these type of men, you have to be okay with being a secret. And that alone is just cutthroat for me. I didn't come out the closet to be nobody's secret. If I'm going to be doing it, I'm going to be doing it for me. I'm not doing it because he's asking to do it. Whatever. I don't know. It's not smart to get attached. It's not smart to invest your feelings. It's not smart to invest your money. It's just not smart. One example that this DL parasite has affected the gay community at large numbers is the audience of dating apps. Some of the most popular dating apps are overpopulated with DL men looking for sex. Some apps like Jack'd, Tinder, and Grindr were intended to be dating apps for gay men, but have become a source for DL men and sex work. Not only are DL men a huge problem for women, but they're also a problem for gays. While all DL men are not a part of the problem, there are an alarming amount of men who are. With the rise of social media, a lot of straight and curious men are more aware of gay men's desires for them, resorting to some men going gay for pay as a source of income. Gay for pay is something that I have heard far too often and have experienced in my life as well, where a man may not even be gay. I'm still fathoming the fact that there are straight men out here pretending to be gay just to get money, and they're not actually sleeping with gay men. They're just receiving head, or maybe they're penetrating them, or maybe they're just going all the way. You just never know how far a man is gonna go with this gay shit. It doesn't really matter to a man because they don't internalize the things that they do. A man will cheat on you and will not consider himself a cheater. And the same thing applies when it comes to a lot of these men and their gay actions. They still believe that they're straight. Look at your actions. It's getting spooky. It's getting real spooky. But a lot of these men will really tell themselves, oh, I'm not gay, and be doing the gayest things. And I know this from experience. Let's not even talk about the trade who are so masculine, but they want the feminine boys to be on top of them. I've experienced that. The thing is, it's so common to me now, low-key expect it while not wanting to expect it, because a lot of these men are not honest and they don't actually know what they want, and it's hard for them to ask for what they want. So I would never create a space where a man can't be comfortable telling me exactly what he wants from me or what his desires are, because I don't judge anyone. A lot of these DL men won't tell you in the beginning that they like to be penetrated or they're into that type of thing or whatever, until they get comfortable with you, and then they'll be like, oh, I want you to blah blah blah. And I'm telling you, it'd be so weird to hear, because they'll ask the smallest people, the most daintiest people, the most ditzy, the most demure, the fuck people to top them. And these men be kinky. They just get kinkier and kinkier. I cannot make shit up. Can't make it up. Men who are naturally masculine have an advantage in the gay community, as your alignment with masculinity increases how much you are desired amongst gay men and trans women. This desire has been flipped on its back by DL men and has been used as a weapon against the gay community, when we only seek to create a space where they can exist peacefully in secret. So what do you think about all this? Are they predators? Let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. I feel like this is an interesting conversation. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We upload videos every week. I hope you guys are enjoying this marathon. This is something that I've been wanting to do. I'm getting that watch time up, so that's why these videos is coming back to back. Watch everyone. 7 videos. Yeah, get into it. I put some work into this. Check out some more of my content. We do a lot here. We talk about fashion, we give advice, and that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Y'all know the pretty introvert is up out of here. And don't forget to, what I be saying? What I be saying? Stay honest with yourself. Don't ever let nobody make you question it. Stay honest with yourself, stay true to yourself, and we don't expect perfection. We're not perfect here. And that's all I have for you guys today. And I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to stay honest. Bye guys.